So I screwed up a little bit here. The internet is a really good place to create drama and really put a magnifying glass on any small little thing, any small thing you said wrong, any maybe flaw in the way that you presented something, and blow it up into this massive problem. And that is what happened with last weekend's video, where we opened up about our relationship and really dove deep into details about things that have changed for the better, but the way that it was presented caused a lot of people to basically villainize Sam. It just really kind of basically take everything that we said and turn it to the worst. Okay, so backing up for a second, I've been on the internet for a long time. I basically feel like I was raised from the internet, so this is not new to me. I'm also not taking this to heart, really. I understand that there are people who, in real life, you wouldn't respect their opinion in the first place, so why would you take it to heart when they say stuff on the internet? I totally understand all of that, but I do feel like I want to clarify some things just for the general public that I do actually respect, and I do actually appreciate you guys. I understand, reviewing that video, that things could be construed in the wrong way. So I just want to clear some things up. For those of you who are completely uninterested in anything about my relationship or any of this kind of detailed drama, that's totally fine. Next weekend, there's going to be a fire full day of eating. It's going to be real good. So check back in then. So here we go. Let's get into it. Last weekend, the video really was talking about a lot of things that I have seen Sammy change in the last year or two that have really given me a lot of confidence and clarity about me wanting to move forward with her for the rest of my life. That for me has been very comforting, and to me that made a lot of sense to present. Now, here's where I should have offered a little more clarity for your side of things. Sammy has been gung-ho on this relationship since basically the day that we started it, right? If I would have asked her to marry me a month into the relationship, she would have probably said yes. She has been wanting to get married forever. She has basically never faltered with her loyalty that she wants to be with me forever, and she's extremely happy with us. Boom. So I kind of take for granted that not everybody knows that's the dynamic that we have. For me, I have always been somebody that it takes a long time for me to build trust and commitment, and maybe I have a little bit of commitment issues. It takes me a long time to really decide, like, this is the plan moving forward, because everything feels so permanent to me, and it takes a while for me to get there. So yes, for better or worse, this may sound terrible, but over the last couple years, it's really been on me to decide, do I want to move this relationship further, or, if not, then should we stop this relationship? And that is, where I've really been trying to do some deep, understanding of myself and what I want in the future. And that's where a lot of that video came, the energy came from last time, where I was explaining just me figuring things out, right? So a lot of people said it was narcissistic, that I think that Sammy needs to change and that I don't need to change or anything like that, and that Sammy's the one who's caused all the problems in the relationship and I've caused none of them. That is 100% incorrect, not the way that we've been looking at the relationship. That may be how the video came off, but a friend of mine messaged me and said, honestly, the thing that you should be focusing on is the intention of what you were trying to say in any video or any piece of content you put on the social media. And the way that people then take that is not your responsibility. All you can worry about is the intention of what you put out there. But in the spirit of being extremely open and transparent about a relationship, because I really do believe that it can help other people, as we saw in the comment section of last week's video, so many people thought it was helpful. So here's a little bit more clarity on what I have changed and where I have faltered in our relationship. Here we go. I think I've been able to narrow it down to 3 specific things. And obviously this is not everything, but these are the 3 that are the easiest to point at that I have had to change and I've had to improve on to strengthen our relationship. And this has been really tough for Sammy. So first off, grass is greener syndrome. And I talked about this in last week's video, but basically I've always kind of had this psychological conditioning where as I grew up, I saw so many people's parents and just so many different representations and role models of people getting into relationships and then either divorcing or being really unhappy in their marriages. And just to me, I felt like, oh my gosh, a lot of people get stuck because they maybe didn't think hard enough. Maybe they weren't working hard enough. They just got with the wrong person. And it just felt so permanent. These people's situations were so permanent that I said, in my brain, I was kind of thinking, I have to find the perfect person. And so that's kind of been a pattern my whole life with, girlfriends is, date them for long enough and they kind of figure out all their details. And then like, oh man, there's probably someone else out there that is better, right? And I had this sort of idea that if I just kept trying to find a perfect person, I eventually would find someone that literally doesn't need any improvements ever. They're perfect and they'll be that way until we die. And of course, that's an immature, stupid mindset, right? Because a lot of the beauty of the fruit that you bear in a relationship are from growing together and figuring out what you can do to make not only your individual selves better, but your collective relationship better. And thinking that you can just find something perfect with no improvements ever is just not even human. All humans, hopefully, are striving to improve and to become better. And being with somebody who can help you self-analyze as well as analyze with you your relationship is a powerful thing. And the things that you improve and, the obstacles that you overcome add strength to that foundation of that relationship. That's something that has changed for me. And so that grass is greener syndrome is gone. And this leads me to my second thing. I'm going to term this 1 foot in, 1 foot out syndrome because of what I just talked about. I have always kind of in my relationships had what I thought was a healthy distance or guard put up, which I realize now is not the way to be doing any relationship or friendship. So basically, I was always kind of like, oh yeah, I'm committed, but I'm not sure if this is forever. So I don't want to overcommit and put too much trust in this relationship or the future of a relationship, because what if it doesn't work out? I don't want to get completely hurt. I don't want to get too involved in certain ways, and then it really comes back to burn me in the future. Now, I guess from like a pure logical sense, that makes sense if you're talking about maybe like a business or something like that. You don't want to over leverage your position and then get burnt because you can't pay back those positions when you get margin called. Whatever. That's really logical. But in a relationship, what this 1 foot in, 1 foot out syndrome does is make the other person feel very insecure. Even if it's not said out loud, that energy can be felt, and that makes it very hard for them to just grow. It makes it really hard for them to self-analyze and grow and just feel comfort and really secure, which then obviously is not a great place for you guys to both be coming from. Yeah, I even realized, and this is probably one of the things that's hard to share with you because it makes me kind of sound like a dick, but I even realized this a few years back that I was doing this. I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to go forever with Sammy or if I'm going to break up with her. And so I'm not committing to a lot of self-development things when it comes to our relationship. And I wasn't giving Sam my full attention and really probably even my full love to allow her to grow in her own personality, in her own ways, in her own career path, and just in loving herself. And it's really hard to be productive and do awesome things when it feels like your partner, your other half, isn't loving you fully, which then makes it really hard for you to love yourself fully and for you to feel mega confidence. So then it's really hard to dig deeper into who you are. So there's the other thing. This is a weird video to be making, right? Because I just feel a slight bit of fear that everyone's just going to think I'm a giant dick. But again, in the spirit of being transparent on both of our sides of what we've improved, I feel like it really can show people that, you can improve your relationship. And a lot of times it takes being transparent and being vulnerable and just showing what you need to work on. So that brings me to my third thing. And this I have opened up about. I have made a whole video about this about a month and a half ago. But yeah, it's hard for me to share this and still kind of weird for me to talk about this on camera. But no one's perfect, including me. And I definitely struggled with consuming. And for me, I feel like when you get into that mindset, you can watch my video if you want to get details really about the psychological mindset that happens when you start consuming this stuff. But it's another one of those things that kind of gets you like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or maybe both feet out. I don't know. People can feel the difference in your energy when you are consuming that stuff, but especially your partner, 100%, because the way that your brain is being rewired, basically your dopamine circuits, right? I think a lot of times with your partner, you are receiving a lot of dopamine and in the long run, serotonin from fostering a good relationship with your partner and those spontaneous moments with your partner. That's what gives you that dopamine, and that's what you should be doing. You should be receiving that from your partner, not from synthetic areas on the internet. So again, that was something that I really struggled with, and during that time I just wasn't giving Sammy as much of attention, but also just confidence and love and just making her feel at home. Now again, I suggest watching that video for more clarity on this situation, but for me, I have committed to basically just not consuming that stuff at all. For me, there's no like a little bit of it and sometimes it's healthy. It's just, for me, it's just no, it's not good. And this is great because it's led to a lot of conversations with my really good friends, especially males. And they've opened up to me about how after they watched that video, they started to analyze how it was making them treat their partner, and they stopped and they've seen a huge improvement. So again, it's just a affirmation, a positive feedback loop that when I share these really hard things, it does help people that I don't know and people that I do know. So that's again why I'm sharing all of this. All right, so that's it for now. I know a lot of you are gonna say, you didn't even need to make this video. I knew exactly what you meant in the last one, and I agree. I'm not trying to feed the trolls or anything like that. I just felt like a little bit more clarity actually would help a lot of people grow more from these videos, these 2 videos that I just put out. And for now, we're good. I've explained everything about us. You guys pretty much know exactly where we are. In maybe a couple months or next year at some point or whatever, we'll do another one to update you on further developments in our relationship. But I just feel like this transparency and sharing can really be helpful for people. Thank you guys so much for supporting me with all the content that I share. Anytime that I really just feel an intuitive urge to make a piece of content, even if it doesn't really necessarily fit the category of what content I usually put up, I really do feel a lot of love and support from those of you who are here for the long run and have been here showing support. So I just wanted to take a second to say thank you. I genuinely see you and I appreciate your comments. You are awesome people, and I really appreciate you supporting me throughout all these years. That is it. If you enjoy these types of videos, please let me know what you think in the comments below. Give me your feedback. Give me what you think has happened in your relationships, or just what you think about me sharing these thoughts, if they resonate, if they relate at all. Obviously, also, you could just give a thumbs up. That helps a lot. And, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Next week, again, we'll be right back to the kind of content that a lot of you come here for, the full day of eatings. I'm very excited about that. We've been doing great things in the gym, making some delicious foods, and I'm excited to share that with you guys. So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys next weekend for another fantastic video. Peace, guys.